Welcome to Carpool for School.
Welcome to Carpool for School, episode 4 of the Sam and Joe series,
Yes.
Dream Team. So today we're going to have a deep dive into the ITT programme and everything to do with that. Now we know you've just got some really exciting news recently, haven't you, Sam?
Yeah, so over the summer, basically what I've been spending a lot of my time doing is chairing the ITT expert advisory group that is supporting the DFE in coming up with some guidance for ITT providers to be able to adjust their programmes, I would say more than adjust, in the light of the really exciting thing that's coming down the line, which is the early career framework. Now I've seen in one of your other episodes that you've talked about the teacher recruitment and retention, and the growing problem of teacher retention, the fact that more and more teachers are leaving the profession earlier and earlier in their careers. And this early career framework is part of the teacher recruitment and retention strategy, which is doing a whole raft of different things. But the early career framework is probably the biggest, in that what it's going to give is NQTs and RQTs, so people in the first 2 years after being qualified, guaranteed high level ongoing support and development. It's effectively extending what they start in their initial teacher training or another 2 years. It will include high quality training, kind of revisiting some of the things that they already had a kind of basic introduction to in ITT, but at a point where it'll make so much more sense because they've got their own children that they're working with on a daily basis. It will also extend the mentoring and support that they already get as NQTs, but those mentors will also get high quality mentor training so they can do a really good job in knowing how to support them in the best way.
Perfect.
I think I was really lucky. I did a PGCE before the accountability system that we now live in had really come in. Ofsted started a couple of years after I started, and I only did a PGCE basically 9 months, but it was known, my head teacher knew therefore that I wasn't the fully formed product. And I think expectations were adjusted and the support was there, so I could continue to grow throughout my career. But certainly those first early years are really, really important, aren't they? And with the right support and development, you can flourish. However, there's quite a lot of evidence to suggest that because of high stakes accountability, what can happen is NQTs are expected to hit the ground running, to know everything, and effectively their teacher training might have, as I said, just been 9 months, and that's not fair, and that leads to stress, it leads to massive workload, and this early career framework is really trying to address that. It's going to give support, it's going to give development, it's hopefully going to change the narrative so that people remember that they're still learning and still training and need that support. So my bit of that jigsaw is, now we've got this early career framework, we've got the basis kind of written, it's not being implemented yet, it'll be piloted next year and it'll be rolled out nationally the year after. We realise that we need to get the most out of it so that you get that guaranteed 3 years, your initial 1 year, or for some people more than a year if they've done an undergraduate route, your initial teacher training, and then 2 more years after that. It all needs to join up properly so that you're not having to kind of relearn things or compensate for gaps and so on. So we're trying to create the kind of spiral curriculum so that things are begun in ITT that then get extended and learned better and more applied in the first 2 years. So this group will be coming up with this guidance. We're just at a point where we've just about finished the first draft, and we're going to be talking to loads of people about it. Very keen to talk to the two of you. To make sure that the draft gets improved. It's not going to give all the answers to everything an ITT programme should have in it, because every provider is different, they're in a different context, they've got different skills they're working with, and it's important there's still lots of opportunity for them to do what they do best and contextualise their own ITE. But this will give the kind of the basic entitlement, the things that should be covered in order for the people who then go on to experience the early career framework afterwards to really get the maximum benefit. And I'm really excited about it. Not because I think this work is going to change everything, but I think it's part of a whole range of different things that between them could be really game changing.
Yeah, hopefully the tide is turning.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
And people are waking up to what is actually going on.
Exactly.
Because of the accountability sort of crisis really that we're in.
Yeah.
There's no silver bullet, is there?
No.
I think with education, I think there's no one thing. I think it's an accumulation of things, that kind of compound effect.
Yeah.
And what we found is we spoke to Miss Humanities. I don't know if you're familiar
Yes,
with
I
Miss
was just watching that.
Yeah, and she was in a very difficult situation where she absolutely loved teaching, but support and the accountability crisis was there, and she won't mind me saying this, she suffered with her mental health, and she blogged about it, and then they said to her, well, why don't you try a different school? She did, and look at her now, she's thriving. She brought out a new book, and she's doing tremendous things and supporting one another and helping other people, which is tremendous.
Absolutely.
Really.
I mean, to DFE's credit, I think they're taking this really seriously, and they're doing really sensible things as a result. So one of the things they did was a big piece of research where they talked to lots of people like the humanities. They talked to people who had dropped out, and they talked to people who had thought about dropping out and then didn't. And the single thing that made the biggest difference to the ones who didn't was changing schools and realising it doesn't have to be like it has been in the school that they were in, and actually in this new school the culture and the support was so different, and that has led to quite a lot of the other recommendations in the recruitment and retention strategy around leadership and culture. And I think with new Ofsted framework coming in as well, which will hopefully put the emphasis, the accountability will still be there, but in a
different way.
In a more sophisticated way,